it's about time Nick Fury needs to go to Wakanda. Just saying.
I told him that, a long time ago. I was like, how in the world can there be a place like Wakanda and Nick Fury is not there? Nick Fury didn't even just walk cross screen like he was crossing the street.
What's up, everybody? It's me, E-Man, from E-Man's Movie Reviews. Samuel L. Jackson is one of the most accomplished actors in Hollywood. There isn't enough time to be able to list all the movies he's been in. Recently, both Samuel L. Jackson and his wife, LaTanya Jackson, teamed up with Epix to create a documentary called Enslaved. The documentary focuses on the transatlantic slave trade. However, while we may know about the history of the enslaved Africans who made it, this series presents information about those who didn't make it. I recently got a chance to speak with both of the Jacksons to discuss their documentary during a press roundtable. Check it out.
Hello, I am Emmanuel Noisette, or E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews out here in Chicago. It is nothing short of a pleasure and an honor to speak to both of you today. So, not to bring the mood down or anything, but after the passing of Chadwick Boseman, I, like many others, started rewatching Black Panther. And I was reminded of Killmonger's famous quote where he said, "Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors who jumped from the ships because they knew death was better than bondage." And after watching this documentary, the connections really started resonating with me. And it was a really powerful quote back then. And I was wondering, how does that resonate with you now, given what you all have explored in this documentary? And what impact are you hoping that this documentary is going to have moving forward?
Because there is one famous instance that we know that happened with the enslaved people jumping off the ship and drowning themselves rather than being put into servitude. The stories that we're telling aren't about people who willingly jumped off ships. There are tales that we tell at certain points about certain ships where the enslaved people were nailed inside the hold as the ship went down because they were afraid that there was going to be an insurrection of some sort. There are also tales of them taking the enslaved people and just tossing them overboard because they feared that the ship was going to go down because it was too heavy, or they didn't have enough food, or they didn't have enough water. And the stories of those instances become court cases that we've never heard of before, that we talk about in this series, where the people who commissioned those ships tried to sue for damages from the insurance companies because they had the cargo insured. And there were big court cases in the UK at that time that didn't allow those people to collect on those people because they willfully tossed them overboard. It's almost, nobody tried them for murder, but because they weren't people, it was just property, they got tossed overboard. So there's that.
The connection with Chadwick.
Well, Chadwick became part of something that is a watershed moment for us as Black Americans in terms of, a hero that resonated with over generations, and a hero that we needed to make ourselves bigger and feel better about being in a particular place, especially looking at it in terms of what the motherland was and what Wakanda was in that particular film, or represented. That it's something that we would aspire to, and it's something that said that because we have these great Black minds, they were able to create this particular place that's a better place than any other place on the planet. The people are smarter. They work together. They take care of each other in a specific way that the rest of the world did not do. So that by the time when we got to Endgame or whatever it was, we were looking at it like, why are they fighting in Wakanda? Why can't they go somewhere else?
It was, but it became the story after he passed. For me, I understood. I knew it was big when it was Wakanda because we were all like this. I said, but the idea of them stopping, of Hollywood stopping to do a special for an African-American actor who had passed was different. And I said, why? The money. Because they realized that that's their attachment to Wakanda. Our attachment to Wakanda is some spiritual remnants of what we have always been told about our universities and about what we knew. And it's in our DNA that we know. That's the only reason we still can do medicinal, have medicine that's not with the FDA, because we know how to do it. It's just in us somehow. And I think that telling the story the way it was told and what we got to see, because what a picture is worth 10,000 words, that we were then could validate what we kind of knew in our spirit, those little stories that those of us who've had the benefit of historians and teachers who told us all along where we came from, it made it real to us. But it only made it real to Hollywood because of the dollar. Trust me, they thought Wakanda was cute. But for us, there was something that Chadwick got to be a part of that was different, that was that special space that happened for us in our validation.
And like we know about, somehow Chadwick became the vessel for a lot of knowledge about us as a people, in terms of the kind of human being he was, allowed him to be James Brown, Jackie Robinson, Thurgood, and Black Panther. We don't have a lot of people can do that. I don't know that I could have. So when you go back through his body of work, you see that he compassionately and gently gave us an insight into these different human beings that meant different things in ways that we need them in terms of our growth as a people.
And don't forget now, he finished with the Five Bloods. So we got to see Spike, him with Spike, and something that's coming. The movie that he just finished with he had finished with George Wolfe, which is the August Wilson play Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. We have yet to see that because it's coming.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And it's about time Nick Fury needs to go to Wakanda. Just saying.
I told him that, a long time ago. I was like, how in the world can there be a place like Wakanda and Nick Fury is not there? Nick Fury didn't even just walk cross screen like he was crossing the street. I could have been in the casino when they showed up there. There's all kinds of ways, but
They had no idea it was going to be that, I'm telling you.
And believe me, Don Cheadle said it. Anthony Mackie said it. The regular Black people who were in the Marvel universe already were like, how come we didn't know about, there's no way Nick Fury didn't know about Wakanda.
If you'd like to see the rest of this interview, you can do so by visiting the YouTube channel of the African American Film Critic Association. I'll post the link in the description. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.